the unsung hero of the ironclad tank. In the heart of Baltimore, under the dim glow of a single desk lamp, Samuel Carter wiped his grease-stained hands on a worn rag. The scent of motor oil clung to the air in his modest auto shop, a sanctuary where the 68-year-old veteran could still tinker and create. His tall frame stooped slightly from years of hard labor, but his mind remained razor-sharp, honed by decades of solving problems others couldn't. At 10, he'd taken apart his first engine under his father's watchful eye. Now, at an age when most had retired, Samuel's hands still moved with the precision of youth, sketching a fuel system that could revolutionize efficiency. But the world had rarely acknowledged his genius. A black man with a high school diploma, passed over time and again in a career marked by stolen credit and quiet resilience. As he locked up for the night, the doorbell chimed unexpectedly. Standing in the porch light was General Elizabeth Torres, her uniform crisp, her presence as commanding as it had been 15 years ago when they'd last collaborated on an armored vehicle upgrade. "Samuel Carter," she said, a rare warmth in her voice. "We need you." Over coffee in his cramped kitchenette, Torres revealed the crisis. The ironclad tank, meant to replace the aging Abrams fleet, was failing critical tests. The best engineers from top universities had spent months chasing software glitches, but the engine's power fluctuations remained a mystery. With a congressional review looming, the program faced cancellation, threatening jobs, billions in funding, and America's tactical edge. Samuel leaned back, his coffee untouched. "You're asking a retired mechanic to fix what your PhDs can't." The bitterness in his voice wasn't hidden. Torres met his gaze. "I'm asking the man who saved 37 lives in Iraq by rebuilding an engine under fire. The man whose designs improved our entire fleet's efficiency, designs that never bore his name." Samuel's jaw tightened. He thought of the patents lining his walls, each credited to others' white colleagues who'd climbed the ranks while he'd retired a master sergeant, his brilliance buried in obscurity. Torres pressed on. "The ironclad will save lives, Samuel, but only if we fix it." He agreed to 3 days, demanding full access and no contract signing away his ideas. As Torres left, she paused. "I'm doing this because some wrongs need righting, and because I'm tired of seeing brilliance sidelined for not fitting the mold." Samuel packed a small bag, telling himself he was doing it for the troops. But deep down, a flicker of hope stirred. This might be his chance to reclaim what was stolen. The Virginia-based Fortridge Research Facility gleamed like a monument to innovation, its glass facade reflecting the morning sun. Samuel stepped from the government car, his old leather tool bag in hand, feeling neither awe nor pride. At the security checkpoint, 2 young guards eyed him with suspicion. ID and authorization, one demanded, his tone lacking the "sir" offered to the white engineers ahead. Samuel handed over his documents, enduring their deliberate scrutiny. "Maintenance entrance is around back," the second guard muttered, despite Samuel's clear consultant credentials. After 20 minutes of unnecessary delays, he was grudgingly admitted, his badge restricting access in ways a true consultant's wouldn't. Inside, the facility's atrium buzzed with activity, but Samuel noticed the stark reality. Among hundreds of employees, only a handful of Black or Hispanic faces worked maintenance or food service, none wearing engineering badges. Escorted to a conference room, he faced the project team, 24 engineers, their expressions ranging from curiosity to disdain. Dr. Henry Caldwell, the project director, offered a perfunctory handshake and gestured to a back row seat. No introduction given. Whispers followed. "The old Army guy? No master's degree. Waste of time." Samuel sat, his tool bag at his feet, absorbing the slights with practiced calm. Caldwell's briefing was a parade of jargon-filled slides, but Samuel's trained eye spotted flaws in the data others missed. When he raised his hand to suggest harmonic vibrations as the cause of the engine's issues, Caldwell dismissed him with a cold smile. "We've ruled out resonance with advanced modeling, Mr. Carter." The Mr. stung, a deliberate downgrade from the doctor afforded others. Samuel pressed on. "Models don't always catch real-world conditions. I'd like to inspect the engine directly." Caldwell's reply was curt. "Testing slots are limited. We'll see." After the meeting, a young engineer, Dr. Lena Wong, approached. "You're right about the vibrations," she whispered. "I've had the same concerns, but challenging Caldwell isn't encouraged." Before Samuel could respond, Caldwell interrupted, sending Lena to a lab and relegating Samuel to a converted storage room far from the engineer's suites. His clearance, he discovered, had been further restricted, blocking access to critical schematics. Frustration simmered, but a late-night visitor shifted the tide. Jamal Harris, a maintenance worker with a mechanical engineering degree from Howard University, brought dinner and a key card. "This'll get you into the engine bay at 2 a.m., he said. "I'm risking my job because they're ignoring the obvious, and people like us never get a shot." That night, disguised in a maintenance uniform, Samuel slipped into the engine bay. The ironclad loomed, its sleek armor a testament to cutting-edge design. Removing the access panels, he found what the others had missed: metal fatigue, misaligned components, and deviations from the original specs changes that screamed cost-cutting. His suspicions pointed to one man, Edward Vance, a former junior engineer who'd built a fortune at Vance Defense Solutions by claiming Samuel's innovations. Back in his room, Samuel sketched fixes, knowing time was short. The next day's briefing was another exercise in exclusion. Samuel's seat was a folding chair against the wall, his insides ignored as Caldwell's team chased complex software theories. When Edward Vance entered, the room's energy shifted. Silver-haired and charismatic, he shook hands like a politician, his smile faltering only slightly when he saw Samuel. "Samuel Carter, I suggested Elizabeth bring you in for that practical touch," he lied smoothly, reducing Samuel to a technician in front of the team. The audacity burned, but Samuel stayed focused. Blocked from the engine bay by security, Samuel relied on Lena and Jamal. Lena slipped him classified specs showing Vance's cost-saving changes had weakened the mounting system. Jamal reported the team's fixation on software, ignoring mechanical flaws. At midnight, Samuel fabricated custom brackets to fix the issue, but security caught him, led by Caldwell. "Unauthorized access, unapproved parts, this is espionage," Caldwell sneered, confiscating Samuel's work. Lena and Jamal faced repercussions too, their careers threatened. As Samuel sat in a holding room, accused of sabotage, Vance announced a breakthrough using Samuel's confiscated parts implemented incorrectly. The congressional demonstration loomed, and Samuel knew disaster was imminent. Released by Torres, he learned of the rush test schedule. With Lena's data and Jamal's intel, he confirmed Vance's changes would cause catastrophic failure at 80% power. But Caldwell's orders barred him from the test bay. The demonstration began with pomp, congressmen and generals watching as Vance took credit for the ironclad's revolutionary engine Samuel's designed from years ago. As the tank's engine roared, Samuel, stuck outside, saw warning signs: fluctuating pressures, irregular vibrations. At 75% power, the mounting system groaned ominously. "Ignoring security," he shouted. "Shut it down. The brackets are failing." He reached the control panel, triggering an emergency stop just as metal screamed. Caldwell was livid, but Lena's tablet confirmed Samuel's warnings. Congressman William Hayes, a Vietnam vet, intervened, ordering safer protocols after hearing Samuel's explanation in private. The reprieve was temporary. That night, Vance ordered a reckless restart, locking the control software and pushing the engine into a dangerous feedback loop. Alarms blared as temperatures soared. With Vance and Caldwell evacuated, Samuel took charge. Donning a heat shield, he entered the 350-degree engine bay, Jamal handing him the reclaimed brackets. Navigating a narrow channel, he bypassed the software lock, shutting down the engine. Against all odds, he installed his custom parts, reinforcing the system as his suit failed and burn seared his skin. Collapsing outside, he heard the engine stabilize, his solution saving the day. 3 months later, Samuel stood in Fortridge's auditorium, scars on his hands a testament to his sacrifice. The ironclad's engine was now the Carter platform, his name finally etched in history. An investigation had exposed Vance's theft of Samuel's and others' innovations, forcing his resignation. Caldwell was replaced by Lena, and Jamal became a talent development lead under the Carter Engineering Initiative congressional program to nurture diverse talent and ensure proper credit for innovations. Addressing a diverse crowd of engineers and students, Samuel spoke with quiet pride. The Carter platform isn't just about technology. It's about recognizing brilliance in all its forms, no matter where it comes from. Torres joined him, praising his transformation of injustice into opportunity. In a quiet moment afterward, Samuel mentored young engineers in his workshop, showing them how to spot flaws no computer could. His legacy wasn't in the tank, but in the minds he inspired, the barriers he'd dismantled. As he demonstrated a stress pattern to a student from Howard University, Samuel felt peace. The discrimination he'd endured hadn't vanished, but by paving the way for others, he'd turned pain into progress. His greatest victory was ensuring no one else would be silenced as he had been. Share your thoughts. Have you ever witnessed someone's contributions being overlooked because of who they are? Or faced injustice yourself, fighting for recognition in a system stacked against you? Drop your story in the comments below. Want to hear your voice. Do you believe violence or systemic unfairness can ever be fully eradicated, or is it an endless battle? Take a stand and share your perspective. If Samuel's fight for justice moved you, hit that like button and subscribe for more stories of unsung heroes. Share this with someone who needs to know that brilliance, no matter its source, deserves to shine.